The measurement system's WLT-400HP is an automated wet leak tester with the capability of testing up to 400 class meters, including the AL425, AC630, and AC800 with 25-pound cases, to a maximum of 38 psi internal pressure. The WLT-400HP takes a simple concept of applying pressure to the meter under test and submerging in water while visually inspecting for bubbles, indicating a leak, and incorporates automation, operator safety, and production level speeds for the only 100% verifiable method of testing a meter for leaks. Unlike shopped improvised water basin stations, the meter is only pressurized once fully submerged and shielded by the tank. The meter platform can be rotated 360 degrees to allow the operator to stand safely in front of the tester to view possible meter leaks through the cylindrical tank, which acts as an effective magnifier. The WLT-400HP uses a circulating pump, water filter, and thermostatically controlled heater to maintain clear water at their appropriate temperature for the meter under test. The clamping assembly's connector spread may be adjusted from 6 to 12 inches without the use of tools. Loosening the locking knobs by hand is shown, sliding the cage to the appropriate marked position for the meter under test, and retightening the knobs is a quick and easy adjustment between meter sizes. Like the connector spread adjustment, the meter height is adjustable from 7 to 18 inches using the index and collar handle, no tools required. The meter clamping assembly is designed for production speeds to enable the operator, once the meter height and connector spread has been set, to load and unload a meter without having to precisely position the meter. This is accomplished using a 3-position hard stop for testing pressures up to 15 psi and meter connectors from 20 light to Sprague number 4. The hard stop is adjusted to position 1 that locates the meter under the sealing surface and pressure source. The meter shown is an AC630 with 45 light connectors slid into clamping position for a 15 psi internal pressure test. The second position of the hard stop is fully extended for testing pressures up to 15 psi for meters with 5 light, 10 light, and Sprague 1A connectors, once again locating the meter under the sealing surface and pressure source. The meter shown is an RT275 with 5 light horned connectors slid into clamping position for a 7.5 psi internal pressure test. The final position of the hard stop, or the disengaged position, is set for high pressure tests from 15 psi to 38 psi, where the connector sealing caps are applied to the meter. The meter shown is the same AC630 with 45 light connectors as exhibited previously. However, for this test, the 45 light connector sealing caps are attached in preparation for a 38 psi pressure test. Once attached, the connector sealing caps are slid into the clamping forks, elevating the meter from the platform and sealing the meter without any downforce on the case of the meter, effectively hanging the meter as it would be set in the field. With the stated testing parameters, the clamp regulator is adjusted to the low pressure zone to minimize downforce on the meter while maintaining a seal throughout the test. With the clamping assembly adjusted vertically, horizontally to the 6-inch spread mark, and hard stop to position 1 to match the 20 light connectors, the meter is slid into test position. The meter is sealed by toggling the clamp valve, and the tank is raised to the testing position by toggling the tank valve. Once the meter is fully submerged with the tank in the test position, the meter will begin pressurization to the meter regulator's set point. The operator adjusts the meter regulator to 7.5 psi. The meter gauge displays the pressure as sensed from the outlet of the meter to guarantee the pressure gauge's value is the true pressure applied to the meter. If like meters are tested in batches, which is recommended to minimize clamp assembly adjustment and maximize production speed, the meter test pressure set point will be maintained and following tests will automatically fill to the same test pressure point upon meter submersion. The cycle valve or stuffing box test valve may be opened to cycle the meter. The flow rate may be regulated by adjusting the position of the quarter turn ball valve. Utilizing a feedback regulator, the internal test pressure is maintained while passing air through the meter by self-adjusting based off the pressure sensed at the meter's outlet. It is recommended to test meters without an index for an unobstructed view of the regulator throughout a full rotation to identify possible stuffing box leaks. Once the operator is satisfied with the test, the tank valve is toggled, triggering the meter test pressure to exhaust and the tank to return to the loading position. Once the meter gauge reaches 0, the clamp valve is toggled and the meter may be slid off the platform for the next meter to be tested. With the stated testing parameters, the clamping assembly is adjusted vertically, horizontally to the 8 1/4 inch spread mark, and the hard stop is set to the disengaged position. The 45 lick connector sealing caps are threaded onto the meter. The meter with attached sealing caps is slid into the clamp assembly forks, and the clamp regulator is adjusted to the high pressure zone. As with the previous test, the clamp and tank valves are toggled to initiate the test, and once the meter is fully submerged, the meter will begin pressurization to the meter regulator set point. The operator adjusts the meter regulator to the test specified 37 psi. A fixed pressure relief valve installed on the meter regulator will activate at 40 psi to prevent accidental overpressure. The operator stands in front of the tester and rotates the meter platform to look for possible leaks. Once again, the stuffing box test valve may be opened to cycle the meter. The flow rate may be regulated by adjusting the position of the quarter turn ball valve. When adjusting the clamping assembly, during meter maintenance, or at any point during the test, the table lock valve may be toggled to lock the rotation of the meter platform. Once the operator is satisfied with the test, the tank valve is toggled, triggering the meter test pressure to exhaust and the tank to return to the loading position. Once the meter gauge reaches 0, the clamp valve is toggled and the meter may be slid out of the clamp assembly forks onto the meter platform. The meter connector sealing caps are then removed for the next meter to be tested.